Hi there, replay viewers. If you're seeing this part of the video, you're seeing the replay. We did shoot this live. It is 1 p.m. Eastern.
No, 1
No,
p.m.
1 p.m.
Pacific.
Pacific in Oregon time. We are in Sweet Home,
Oregon.
Oregon. And it's beautiful here, isn't it?
It really is.
We had a good day with our host. Hey, Joe. Going to start welcoming people to the live broadcast. We'll get going with the show in just a second. We got a ton of questions you guys submitted. If you guys are interested in submitting questions, hey, Wholesome Roots, thanks for coming. Um, thanks for moderating while you're here. We will appreciate that very much. Um, hi, Olympia. So we're having a good time with our hosts here in Sweet Home, Oregon. It's been completely restful, but we had a good morning working. Hey, Greg, how's it going, buddy? Hey, Annette in the house. So we pull up their produce. Interesting story. It's Hardiness Approach YouTube channel. They're actually having to leave this place. They rented it. Sort of a sad story.
It is.
Establishing their homestead. They had chickens. They had meat. They had egg chickens, meat chickens, turkeys, and a beautiful garden. And now it's all got to go because rent is getting too crazy here, and they've got to move. So hopefully it'll work out for the better for them. Hubert in the house. Welcome, buddy. So let's get on to the show.
Yeah.
So we submitted earlier questions for this live show. If you guys are interested in ever being a part of that, follow me on Instagram at Abundant Permaculture on Instagram, and we'll put up for questions there every once in a while. We're going to try to read your comments as best we can, and we have a list of questions on Instagram, and I'll be taking notes if you guys pipe up, and feel free to ask your questions as we go. I'm glad that everybody's saying hi. We say hi to you. We're very excited to actually hang out with you live. We haven't done a live show in a while. We are feeling better enough to do it. Not completely 100%, but better.
We are much better. Much, much better. It's been, what's today? Is today Wednesday? I think it is Wednesday.
We lose track of the days.
So it's like
it's Wednesday.
2 weeks ago tomorrow is when we fell ill. So we are, like this morning I woke up and I'm feeling so much better, and he's doing a lot better. A lot of his symptoms have been alleviated.
Yeah.
And he's been having fun vlogging with Hardiness Approach. So
yeah, finally caught my vibe back.
Mouth is feeling much better, right?
Oh, good. Glad you caught this live show, Rich. Yeah, my mouth is feeling better. Still a hair sore if something touches there or whatnot, but totally, completely normal.
Yeah.
Still got a little bit of cough, but we're getting through. The kids are inside with our hosts. They're wonderful people. Offered to watch them during this live show. If you guys stick on to the end, we will take this camera with us, and you guys can see all the kids.
Yeah, we'll go in there
in all their glory. So we'll hang out with them for a little bit. I think we're gonna aim for 1:30-ish. I don't know. We'll see. So thank you, Randy, for that. Okay, so what's our question?
Oh gosh.
You guys had a ton of good questions on Instagram. Thank you for that. What we do for schooling, I saw on here real quick. Everybody always asks that. This is road schooling. They are learning as we go. We make points to not only go to farms, but go to historical and scientific places. But we also, while they're driving, do a little bit of curriculum with learning to read, the 100 Days of Teach Your Child How to Read, and math curriculum, Matthew C.
And like writing and just all that boring, whirly stuff.
Yeah, and that happens in the bus. We spend a lot of time in the bus.
We do spend quite a bit of time in the bus, so that does happen. Okay. So how long are we staying in Oregon? I think we are in Oregon until like Friday. Not long at all. Sorry.
Yeah, we're back on that pace. We're back on a quick pace.
Yeah, we are trying to. So Gideon's birthday.
In 4 days.
I know Gideon's birthday is on Sunday, and
we're gonna be in San Francisco. It's hard to believe. Like that's the kind of traveling we're gonna do.
We have to. So he does not like traveling. He does not like being strapped into his car seat. So we're trying to make all our efforts to be in a place for his birthday. So we are headed to San Francisco, and we will be in San Francisco by Saturday evening. And so yeah, we are not staying super long in Oregon at all, which is kind of a bummer, but it kind of happened. We spent less time in Oregon because of our sickness.
Yep.
We had to give up things. Like we wanted to go to the Redwoods, and we couldn't do that. We wanted to go see some other farms, and we couldn't do that. So
something had to give.
Yeah, so, something had to give, and unfortunately, it was Oregon. But maybe we'll come back.
Glad you loved the Back to Eden Garden. So Somebody want to know what Hawaiian Islands. You would know
We
that.
are
We are going to
going
two of them.
to Oahu and the Big Island.
We're not taking the bus, obviously. We are
Yeah.
flying. It's much cheaper.
Yeah. I don't even think you could get the bus there. Anyways.
You could boat it there, I'm sure.
When the tour is over, what are your plans? Our plans are to go back to homesteading in North Carolina on our
So after the tour, though, we're taking a break. We're going to go on vacation. This may seem like a vacation to a lot of people, but it's not. We're working really hard. We do some fun things. We do take some time for the family, but this is a lot of hard work, and we're looking forward to a rest. And then we get home, and the first thing you ought to do is come up with a plan. So we're going to spend some time coming up with a nice permaculture plan for our property. We now have more people in my black book, so to speak, of contacts like Spiral Ridge Permaculture and places like that in the same type of growing environment that we can further consult with and really come up with a nice plan and hit the ground running. Homesteading, we want to do a 100 Days of Growing Food season 2 and just show the world, show you guys how easily someone can grow most of their food in such a short amount of time with so little time and with not that much effort.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So that's it.
What else?
My phone keeps on going away, so hold on. Okay. What's your first priority, first year to-do list with management of land and animals on your farm?
This is good.
I think our first priority is to get chickens and to get our garden started back again. I don't think it'll be too hard to start up those things because we have infrastructure already in place.
My chicken breeder, the breeder at home has already said you got chickens when you get home. So that's the first thing anybody should do is get chickens, because for me, what would be in the winter, it would be January. We got to start getting those garden preps. We've got to start getting the garden preps. We'll be putting down wood chips on the garden to prep it. Will be a little behind because you should have done it in the fall, but with the help of chickens, you can totally speed that process up. And so we'll be establishing our gardens, chickens, gardens. And then, we want to go home and get a sheep and pigs and a cow and,
all these crazy
and bees and trees and all this craziness. And I think that will come, but we're going to have to always force ourselves. Like you guys, we have limited time and money, and we'll say, what is the most important? What do we want to hit first? Well, I know we eat a lot of bacon. And sausage and pork.
And we have a lot of wood.
So that's probably going to be one of the, besides chickens, one of the first animals we get, don't you think?
Yeah, and bees. Bill Castro
cows if possible. We already know cows. That's comfortable for us. Pigs is a little different because we don't know pigs yet. Cows, just get them in, let's get them going.
We want to get goats too because we want to start. Well, we got to start getting the bramble out.
We got to clear the land. So we have probably at least 2 to 4 acres that are grazable land, but it's overrun with brush, and that's the time for goats. That's the time to get some meat goats in there, have them help us clear. Pigs in there, pigs and goats running together. We learned that at Spiral Ridge, and go from there. So we're gonna really hit the ground running instead of packing up the bus and breaking down the bus and driving the bus and doing logistics.
We're gonna have a lot more time.
Instead of that time, we'll have that time freed up to put into homestead planning and working the homestead.
When are we coming to Texas? November.
That is November. Are we having more than one meetup in Texas? I know somebody wanted to go. Texas is a big place. We know that. Out of all the states in the union, if you look at my website, Texas is the #1 refer. I believe we have a lot of fans in Texas.
Yeah, we do.
And there's a lot of cool farms in Texas. Yonder Way Farm, Marjorie Wildcraft from the Grow Network, Better Life Together. What are some other features in Texas? Oh, the Texas Boys. Okay, what else we got?
Is The Beautiful Life going to have more videos?
I like that question.
Yes, I will go back to making stuff, I'm sure. I don't know if I'm going to do it right away. I'm sure we're going to need to get settled in and stuff like that, but I do plan on doing it again.
Ask that again, Randy. I like this question. Can you make a living homesteading? Creatively. One way that we used to make a living homesteading is that we grew a lot of our own food, but what we did with pre-Lyme disease was, if we're going to grow beef, get one cow for ourselves, and why not 3 others to sell? Okay. And the same thing with chickens. We grew more eggs than we needed, and we would sell egg shares. We did a market garden CSA. That's one option. Another option is do what we do and teach what you know. And we became kind of the chicken man. Well, who are you going to be? I mean, we need a goat man. We need a bee man. We need a you can embrace a certain niche and just begin teaching that. I know Randy Kleiman's messing around with teaching some back to Eden type of stuff, and so the internet's a big place, and that's one creative way to do it. And little cottage businesses. Joel Salatin's book is "You Can Farm" is pretty good for a bunch of different farming type, business type stuff. What were you wanting to say?
This person asked, "What breed of chicken do you recommend?" And I think we recommend a breeder, whatever kind of chicken is that's good for your area. There's most likely going to be a breeder close to you, and we recommend that chicken because like our we have a black Australorp breeder, like 30 minutes from us. She's in our same climate. She's dealing with all the same things we're dealing with, and so yeah, we're gonna get some black Australorps. That's what we're going to start with. I want to do a barnyard mix for our eggs because I would love to have a mixture of eggs. That's beautiful, but I can get a lot of those eggs locally. And those breeders, I want to hatch eggs. I think, I don't know. We'll see. And maybe Icelandics. But it really is key to have somebody who can help you troubleshoot that's close by, a mentor, if you will.
Yeah, and a place to find a breeder, you have a couple options. The American Livestock Conservancy, just Google that, and there'll be a network of chicken breeders there, or any kind of livestock breeders. And then the Sustainable Poultry Network is another one that you can search for breeders near you. And then if you don't have that, Craigslist. But encouraging you to go to these places, see their operation, call them up, ask them for a tour, buy some chicks from them, and start building a relationship for them. That's what I highly most recommend.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, there's nobody local. I like the Rhode Island Red. I mean, it's a good all around, lays a lot of eggs, good worker, and also decent meat.
Mm-hmm. All right. Have you seen your kids grow through this experience? Of course. Like it's amazing. I think that our kids, are just growing so much, just as people with worldviews that are way bigger than if we hadn't done this. They're just seeing so much, and they're getting to see all sorts of different ways of living and different people, and they have a lot of good questions. Like when we're driving, they have so many good questions, like why is this that way, or what's going on with that, or why is this happening? And of course too, with current events, there's lots of going on in our world, and Justin and I are discussing those, and our children are listening, and they're growing that way too. So that's
people
it too.
Want to know what we've learned on this tour. I think the most powerful thing I've learned is I've learned people's names and phone numbers, so that when the basil I thought was struggling, I said, who on this tour that I went to could talk to me about what's wrong with this basil? Oh, Pete Canaris from Green Dreams. I'll text him a picture of this and see what's wrong. Nothing was wrong with my basil.
Yeah.
So I know that's maybe not the answer you were looking for, but a couple of really cool concepts we learned. Spiral Ridge Permaculture, running goats and pigs together to clear land. What they don't clear, cutting it down, burning it in place for biochar for the growing area, and doing some really radical stuff there in our same climate. So we're excited about that. Also, ABC Acres throwing the grain on the manure. I knew about running the chickens behind the cows 3 days because they would spread it, and I've seen it happen at Joel Salatin's. But what I saw there was a hit or miss. They were not turning every manure pile. But what I noticed at ABC Acres, when they put the food on the manure, every single one of those piles got spread. Now, granted, Joel Salatin doesn't make economical sense for them to do it at the scale they're at, but for the scale of ABC Acres and for the homestead, it makes total sense, because that will so improve your land.
Yeah. For me, I think what I'm taking away from all these different places that we're going is that everybody has their own way of doing things. And like at the Elliott Homestead, you know, every meal it feels like it's a celebration.
Yeah.
And we really liked that. It was really nice. So I would like to incorporate more of that in our home. Um, when we were in Nashville, the people we stayed with there, Ashley Housley, and her family, she's like, you know, real big on no waste. And
Yes.
I really, really like to incorporate some of those things into my homestead, you know,
Yeah.
into our homestead,
And
into our home. Go on.
I thought we could have some fun challenges with that too.
Yeah.
That no waste stuff. You know, that's something that could be an interesting story that we tell when we get home.
Yeah, and I
What
think
if we went a week without throwing anything away?
yeah, that would be fun. I don't know. It's just been so good, and just kind of seeing every person has like their own story, and I think it's just made me maybe a more compassionate person.
Yeah.
You know, just to know that everybody is struggling with something, and whatever that is, you know, I can just I don't know, be more compassionate and you know, just more loving and caring, and how can I help, you know, everybody. So that's, I think, what we've learned. I think that it's amazing how much we've learned about ourselves on this trip, not just learned information, but just learned about ourselves, and um, learned about our kids. And like we were talking last night, you know, our kids sleep really close to us right now on the bus.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking about, you know, when we get home, sleeping arrangements and who's going to sleep in which room and those types of things are going to be changing. And it was kind of funny because I was thinking, man, it's going to be really hard. We're going to be so far away from each other. And I fear Mr. Brown Gideon's going to have the hardest time with it. But anyways,
somebody asking about school and will we continue to do this? I like that wording you used, that real encounter schooling, and we've always done that, and I have always, but we always we do mix it in with a little bit of math and reading and writing curriculum.
I wanted to address something on here. Art and Bree, someone asked how they're doing, and they're doing good. Of course, they're our personal friends. They were our personal friends before either one of us did YouTube. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're doing what they can as far as YouTube goes. They're fine. Everybody is okay. So don't worry about them, and let's just be thankful for what they do put up, because you know, they just have a lot going on. But we love them and we care so much about them. And so yeah, they did a video on why they took their break. And so if you have any questions, you can go there and look. And yeah, so
Nonfiction books we read recently. I'm reading the kids' book on the Lewis and Clark. I guess it's kind of fiction, but halfway. It's a Lewis and Clark expedition where it's from the dog's perspective. That's been fun,
yeah.
at least for Josiah. He's been liking that. Rob, I'm gonna answer you because I see you in the community. I love you. I appreciate you. You like a little Lily Crazy Hair t-shirt. Okay, well there you go. Make it happen, Rob. Be the change. Anyway, talking about TV deals, this is fun. We get contacted regularly for TV deals. And a lot of times, and she's like, no, because why? We have our own TV on this iPhone right now.
Yeah.
And we're in complete control. We're in direct contact with you.
Yeah.
That's one thing that happens when somebody else comes in. It takes away the line of communication. What also they end up wanting to do is when they get real serious, we've gone down the serious talks before, they want us to stop YouTubing. So it's like they see it as a competition. We wouldn't see it that way. We would not give up YouTubing for that. This is more important to us to have our own show, our own control, our own direct line to you guys, our fans, and that's what's the most important to us.
Yeah, we pretty much hit delete as soon as they come in, or as soon as we check them.
And why? Because what would they give us? Nine episodes, 20 minutes each a year?
Yeah, it went.
Guys, you're getting 20 minutes a day sometimes on this show.
Yeah,
on our show.
We're not interested.
With just one ad too, mind you, that you can skip after 5 seconds. Yeah. So don't forget, TV is 22 minutes of content and 8 minutes of ads, and
Yeah.
TV's dying, like they said. And oftentimes we get more views than the TV shows could get, so it's
Yeah.
not as strong as it used to be.
Someone wanted to know if we're getting a Donald 2.0. And we probably will be getting a goose. I don't know if his name will be Donald. It probably won't be. It'll probably be something else.
And maybe we should make sure we get a female. I don't know.
Yeah, so we can have a goose egg.
Yeah, we like to get it straight
might be
up so
fun.
that the males don't have to die senselessly.
Yeah.
But it would be fun to have a female, because then we would actually get goose eggs, since we're going to keep the goose for 40 years.
Yeah.
Whatever
happened to the song your friend made, and why haven't you used it?
Oh my gosh, it's lost somewhere in our files.
It's just in our files. We just have to dig it out, and it's not that we don't love it or love him.
I just keep forgetting.
It's just that we're forget, and
maybe I'll take it.
We
out.
have to
maybe I'll take
we
it
have
out.
to go find it. So maybe we will get it in there. This one says, how many cleared acres do you feel like is a good amount for a homestead? It really depends on what you're doing. If you have a cow, you're going to need more cleared acres. If you don't have cows or goats and you just have pigs, you would want more woods. It's so hard to say, what you want and what you want to do, and what your goals are. We saw people doing a lot with a little land. So it really, really, really depends.
Somebody asked really early on if we're going to do tours of our homestead. Yes, I'm sure in some form or fashion, we will have tours available to our homestead. Just like we're traveling now and we're interacting with the community, we're going to want that when we get home.
Yeah.
And we'll be inviting the community to us instead of going to the community. Someone asked if we'll continue pursuing filmmaking when we get back, and the answer is yes. We absolutely love the filmmaking process. I think that's part of why we're doing well there, is that we actually like the process of setting up a story, filming it, editing it, and putting it out there and getting people's reactions. It's so much fun. So I think every day we always try to get better, and that's just what we'll continue to get home. We have some ideas to learn more about the editing process and learn some more tricks there, maybe upgrading some of the equipment. But it's amazing what we did for so long on just a little point and shoot camera, what somebody can do just on their iPhone. It's absolutely amazing. But there are some things, like when we got the drone, the game changed.
Mm-hmm.
The perspective got so much broader in our videos, and there are some other things that could continue to change the game. Just recently, we got the little mics that people can wear on their shirts, and when we do the documentary style movies, which I love making, that comes in through that. That's a lot clearer if you compare it.
We are in Sweet Home, Oregon right now. Somebody wants to know, what's the worst thing you've bumped or hit with the bus?
Ooh, I like that question. Let's see. Was it the stop sign in Florida?
We did a stop sign in Florida.
Was it at Randy Kleiman's when we left? I don't even know he knows this.
I know. We didn't even know for a while.
Fine. Randy, we ran into your fence post making that turn on the way out.
Yeah.
The crooked driveway, and bent all
the damage has been to our bus. It hasn't really damaged anything else.
Thank goodness.
What did you break? He said.
I know. I broke the tailpipe to the
generator. Was our exhaust. It was our exhaust pipe to the generator. It got bent, but it's okay. We bent it back.
We unbent it. It's not pretty now.
Yeah. That was, so those two things, we hit them, and then you ran into something in Vermont.
Electrical box at the RV place, park. But thankfully I didn't cut the electrical or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then I ran into the little marker at the Canadian spot. It was like 8:30 at night.
And it was like,
it
was like barely in the ground.
But thankfully it was barely in the ground and just knocked over. So nothing serious yet, but this thing is a serious bird to back up.
We did touch up the paint after, because we scraped it pretty early on at that stop sign in Florida, and we touched up that day, and we do have some touch up paint with us, but I don't know, we don't have time for that, and it doesn't look bad. I mean,
we get so excited when our plants sprout, so excited. Such a mystery. And then Chicken Man, yes, we are getting chickens. The bird man's getting chickens when he gets back.
Somebody wanted to know if we were doing Back to Eden when we get home.
You
We've
know,
been doing Back to Eden.
we've been doing Back to Eden for a long time
Yeah.
since we first saw that movie back in
2010
yeah.
or 11.
I'll share this thought with you, and I don't know exactly what will happen. But one thing that happens with us is that we are fortunate. We found that our town will give us basically all the wood chips we want. So who wouldn't do that? I mean, one year we probably brought in 100 loads of wood chips. And to thank us, they gave us 2 dump truck loads of firewood.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would be crazy not to take advantage of that and do some wood chip work, but also begin thinking about, well, what could we do with cover crops that would be more sustainable and that it wouldn't take an import and might do the same thing and that I could save seed from and that others could do that wouldn't be as affordable as time consuming. I don't know where
Yeah.
that goes, but you guys know I'm all about an experiment, and that might be some fun that we can have when we get back. But I'm thinking, you know, when we get back, we're gonna have a lot of gardens to establish real quick, so it
Yeah.
might make sense to get 8 inches of wood chips on the place for a couple of months where we want to garden and put some
Yeah.
chickens on that real quick and get that breaking down.
Yeah, and we just we're really excited. I think that we're gonna have I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when we get back.
Yeah, we're stopping in New Mexico.
We will.
So California is next. Are we gonna do a meetup in Northern California? We're for sure in San Diego, okay?
It's Gideon's birthday when we're in San Francisco, so that's.
And then I have to see family,
hard.
so I'm sorry, guys. It's gonna be hard. So probably the next meetup after Oregon is gonna be Southern California in San Diego.
But maybe not.
But that's gonna be a killer meetup.
We'll see. We're gonna have to just wait and see. I don't want to say for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's not say for sure. We'll try. We'll think about it and keep it in mind.
We're after Yosemite. So yeah. So basically, we New Mexico will be after Arizona. So we're gonna come down into California, do California, and then hit San Diego, fly to Hawaii, fly back to San Diego, do our San Diego stuff for that week, then go to Palm Springs for a night, and then we're gonna be in the Grand Canyon for your birthday, and then we'll see Wiedemann Rape after that, and then try to think, y'all.
Be weird. We'll be heading east.
And then we'll be heading east on 40, which goes right through our town.
So then after Arizona
crazy.
is what? So we're gonna do some stuff there in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And then Texas. Everybody's excited about Texas, and then swinging through those southern states: Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, and taking a break, and then heading home to North Carolina.
So we're actually
be home by January 1st.
Yeah.
Everyone is feeling mostly better. Hey, Nurse Kimberly, welcome. I guess you must be from Texas. Okay, so another question somebody had: advice for somebody starting a homestead. Here's my advice to you: start right now, even if you don't have a homestead. Even if you're putting a seed in a pot in your windowsill or out on your porch, start right now. If you can't not garden a pot, you're not going to garden any more land. These people we're at are renting. It doesn't take long. Last year, guys, I mean, if beyond that, if you're interested in chickens, get a few chickens. Just do something. Get my chicken tractor plans online at Abundant Permaculture. Get 3 or 4 chickens, run them in your yard in that chicken tractor, get them a waterer, get them a feeder, throw them in some little gravel rocks every once in a while, and you're good. It's that simple. And run them around. Plant a garden. Get the Square Foot gardening book, a really simple gardening book, and just follow the instructions and just do it. Too many people are scared they're gonna mess up or kill something. That's fine. Kill a bunch of stuff. You're not doing your worst job is still better than your alternative of conventional agriculture, going to the grocery store and risking eating that. Okay, so anything that you do, the benefits are so great, it's worth all the risks that are involved, which are just you might fail. But trust me, you'll learn something very valuable from that failing, and there are some things not in the book. Like when I first got beef cow, I read Joel Salatin's Salad Bar Beef from front to cover, learned how to move cows every day, set up the fence like he said. But you know what he didn't say? When you're running just beef, buy a steer. And he didn't say don't buy just one heifer. Because if you buy one heifer, it's going to go in heat and it's going to bust your fence.
But maybe that was
Try to bust your fence every 3
maybe
weeks
that
and
was so
escape.
obvious that he didn't
I
need to
know,
say.
I know, but you guys are feeling that. You're like feeling like I don't even know how to put a seed in the ground. How
Yeah.
deep? How do you prep it? That's what I'm saying. Just get a basic lesson, just like square foot gardening or something like that.
And somebody was questioning about like, how do I lay out my orchard? I want to make an orchard in our membership area, and I was like, you just got to plant it, because if you don't plant, then you're not going to have the thoughts of like, oh man, I shouldn't have put that there. I should have put it here. And like all these things. And yeah, it's just like, you just have to plant, and you're going to mess up. Just like know that straight up.
Yeah.
You're going to like make mistakes.
Remember our first orchard? Our first orchard, we planted. We
Oh yeah,
we weren't supposed to plant in a moist area. So you dig this hole, and if it doesn't fill up with water in a day, it's good, right?
Yeah.
Well, we did that, and most of them didn't fill up with water,
No.
and so we planted there, and all of them are dead, I think, but one.
Well, because
That's
planted
our first
them.
orchard.
Yeah, we planted them in the frost pocket too.
See,
we just planted them in completely
it's
wrong
okay.
place.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
And now we know you don't plant in the frost pocket.
We're not
you plant 50 feet up from the bottom of the valley.
Mm-hmm.
You don't plant at the bottom anyway, because it's going to get too much water and moisture, and they don't need to sit in that. But just do it. But not like go out and do your 200 tree orchard. Oh my gosh, don't do that.
Just start experimenting and seeing what happens.
You want to be pretty sure when you start planting trees. But for an annual garden or for chickens, they're so forgiving. It's like we gave all our stuff away, and we will come back. And why can't we next year? 100 days of growing food, same thing. You start at day one with meat chickens. You're gonna have meat in your freezer in 52 days. 52 days. Okay. You plant seeds at the beginning of that 100 days, you're going to have salad in 45 days, guys. We grew in 100 days 75% of our own food, working less than 10 hours a week on less than a half an acre.
Yeah.
We weren't counting the milk and the cow and all that stuff. We're not counting that. Guys, with just chickens and a garden, with just chickens and veggies, you could get most of your food.
Yeah.
For breakfast, we were eating eggs and Swiss chard. For lunch, we were eating cucumbers and salads and tomatoes. And for dinner, we were eating potatoes and greens and roasted chickens.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we're coming back January 1st. Okay, so we'll do this a few more questions, and we'll run out to the kids. I hear them outside. We'll show you the kids, and we got to get ready. We got to try to edit a little bit and get to a meetup tonight here in Oregon.
Okay, so somebody wants to know when we're doing the international farm tour.
Oh my gosh, it's like,
sorry, y'all.
It's like asking somebody on a marathon at mile 20.
Mm-hmm.
When are you gonna do another marathon?
Or when a woman's in labor. When are you gonna have another baby?
I understand the question. I'm sorry, we're just at mile 20 in the marathon.
Yeah.
And you need to ask us about 3 years after we've been home.
I don't know about that. I think that we probably will travel a little bit more. I think that we may travel a little bit more.
We can't be strapped down like that. You're gonna get burnt down. You're gonna get burnt out.
But I don't know if we're gonna be able to do like a year international tour and stuff like that.
No, but we definitely want to travel more. We really enjoyed Colorado. We enjoyed Montana, Alaska. We really like Florida. So got to travel more, not get burnt out on the homestead. Mm-hmm. If we have to, hire a neighbor to come and help with the chores. Make the chores so easy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I'm just slapping stuff together. I don't want to do that anymore.
I know.
Like only I can operate it because it's so jerry-rigged.
Yeah.
Right? So if the handle's working right and it's attaching to what it's supposed to attach to, and the electricity's hot, and the bowls are the feed bowl is a feed bowl, and the water's a water, and it all makes sense and it's easy, we can easily have a relative or a friend come and do that.
Yeah. Yes.
And pay them if we have to, so that we don't go insane.
Yes. Yes. So we are coming to Oklahoma. Yes. and we're coming to Houston. I don't know when. I don't have that. I'm not planned that far out. So sorry about that. We already came to Kentucky. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, let's go out. Let's go see the kids, and let's see. We have a
Okay.
burning question.
Let's
We'll go
see,
show
this
you the
person
map.
wants to know if we're gonna do rabbits when we go home, and yes, I think
I think they're on the
it's
list,
on
but
the
they're not
to-do
like
list.
way up there
It's
with
on the
pigs,
to-do list.
right? They're
I
not up
think
there with
pigs
pigs.
is more pressing.
Okay, thank you.
You really want to get some.
But it would be fun. It would be had. I would like to do the little bit of a racking house, you know, with Daniel Salton. You know, he challenged people that you could what $3,000 of protein a month, something crazy,
Yeah.
in a garage. Why isn't anybody doing that? Why isn't anybody growing rabbits and chickens in their garage?
Because
We saw what was possible at Joel Salatin's. It was in a
Yeah.
barn. You could do that in a garage.
I don't know if I want to eat meat out of a garage.
All right, there you go. There you
Just
have it.
saying.
That's why. Okay. Anything else?
We're gonna be in the Dallas Fort Worth area in November,
Okay.
beginning mid November ish.
All right. Let's. If you have any more questions, let's ask them while we go.
Oh, this person wants to know if we're editing the movie as we go, or
Oh.
if we're gonna do it all
No.
at once.
We're gonna do it all at once.
We're
Hopefully,
gonna do a workcation.
what we plan on doing at the end of the tour before we go home is do what you call a workcation. So I'll just engulf myself in editing, and
I'll
we'll
play with the kids.
we'll have fun in the evenings, and Rebecca will play with the kids, her friends, probably in Florida, and where it will be warm when it's cold, and we're just gonna knock it out. And I hope to have a killer premiere. Hope to have it up by the time we left, which was like February something. So I think we would do a killer premiere of that movie the same day we left, the year anniversary of the Great American Farm Tour. So let's show you guys. Wow, we almost have 500 people on here. Hey guys, thanks for the show. Let's turn this around and show you guys the states. This is where we've been, guys. Can you believe that? That's absolutely nuts. Sometimes I just stare at this map. Okay, right here in Oregon, California next. Swing over to Sin City. Got a Sin City farmer there. Family here in Mid California. Gideon's birthday in San Francisco. Swinging down Epic Farms in San Diego. Gonna visit with Diego Fitter, Permaculture Voices. Gonna visit with Primal Pastures. Incredible farm, incredible story, just like you guys. But just ordered some chickens one day on a whim and said, "Oh my goodness, we got to get ready for these chickens." And their business was started. Did well on Kickstarter, stuff like that. Weed'em and Reap in Arizona, New Mexico. I think we're still looking at our farm applications. Oh wait, from San Diego we fly to Hawaii. It's not over here. It's somewhere over here. So we fly over to Hawaii. My family is in Bishop, California. And then we come through Arizona, New Mexico, and a lot of time in Texas, like a tour looking something like this. And then Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, then a rest, and then home. Let's go see the kids. And we are at Hardiness Approach. Jim and Renda. Thank you guys for watching our kids.
Hey, it was fun.
Wow.
In the garden.
And they really like you guys. You can put them back to work.
No, they begged.
They begged.
Oh, you
Please
liked
let
it
us
so
go in the
much.
garden.
You wanted to work in the garden. Lily, what did you do in the garden?
We picked out food.
Yeah. Good. Thanks, Linda. I'm glad you liked the life. What'd you do in the garden, Jonah?
Pick sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds. Oh, wow. Cool. Josiah, come show us what you did in the garden. Show everybody what you did in the garden this morning for tomorrow's vlog.
We did that.
Come on. This is what we did this morning with Jim and Renda. Oh. They got to get out of here, unfortunately, Saturday. But look at this harvest. We harvested all that this morning. We thank you guys for giving us a job.
Oh, hey, it was a blast.
We don't-
It was great to work with you guys.
Well, a lot of hands make light work.
Yes.
And your kids work. My goodness.
Yeah, they like it. They like it.
And look at all these tomatoes.
Look at these tomatoes, guys. Maybe there's fried green tomatoes